If squats feel painful, uncomfortable, or even a little risky for your knees or lower back, you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not stuck. Because here's the truth, most people over 50 don't realize you do not need squats to build strong,
stable and functional legs, in fact.
With the right alternatives, you can strengthen your legs, improve balance, protect your joints, and regain confidence in movement without ever dropping into a squat. So in this video, you're going to discover 5 safe and highly effective leg exercises that can replace squats, especially designed for older adults who want strength without strain. And stick around, because by the end, you'll understand not just what to do, but how to do it safely, how often, and how to progress at your own pace. Let's start by understanding something important as we age. Our muscles naturally lose mass and strength. This process is called sarcopenia. It doesn't happen overnight, but gradually over time, especially after the age of 50. At the same time, joints may become stiffer, cartilage may thin, and recovery takes longer than it used to. That's why exercises that once felt easy like squat can start to feel uncomfortable or even painful. But here's the good news. The body still responds incredibly well to strength training at any age. The key is choosing exercises that are joint-friendly, controlled, and sustainable, instead of forcing your body into deep, high-load squats. We focus on movements that train the same muscle groups to our quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, but with less stress on the knees and spine. Now let's get into the first exercise. The first alternative is the seated leg extension. This exercise is excellent for isolating and strengthening your quadriceps, the muscles at the front of your thighs, which play a major role in standing up, walking, and climbing stairs to perform it. Sit on a chair with your back straight and feet flat on the ground. Slowly extend one leg forward until it's straight. Hold for a second, then lower it back down with control. You can perform this with body weight alone or add light ankle weights if you're comfortable. What makes this exercise especially valuable is that it strengthens your legs without putting pressure on your knees in a bent, loaded position like squats do. It's simple, safe, and very effective when done consistently. The second exercise is the glute bridge. Your glutes. The muscles in your buttocks are some of the most important muscles for lower body strength, posture, and stability. Weak glutes often lead to lower back pain and poor balance. To do a glute bridge, lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Slowly lift your hips upward by squeezing your glutes, forming a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold briefly at the top, then lower down slowly. This movement strengthens your glutes and hamstrings while also engaging your core, all without placing stress on your knees or spine. It's one of the safest and most effective alternatives to squats, especially for beginners or those with joint concerns. Now, before we continue to the remaining exercises, it's important to understand something key about these movements. The goal is not speed. The goal is control. Moving slowly and deliberately activates more muscle fibers and reduces the risk of injury. Think of each repetition as training your muscles to support your daily life walking, standing, sitting, climbing stairs with greater ease. Consistency matters more than intensity. Especially for older adults, step-ups are incredibly practical because they mimic real-life movements like climbing stairs, stepping onto a curb, or getting into a vehicle. This makes them not just an exercise, but functional training for everyday life. To perform a step-up, you'll need a stable step, bench, or low platform. Place one foot firmly on the step, then push through that leg to lift your body upward until both feet are on the step. Then step back down slowly and with control. You can start with a very low height and gradually increase it as your strength improves. If balance is a concern, you can hold on to a railing or a wall for support. Step-ups primarily target the quadriceps, glutes, and hamstrings, while also challenging your balance and coordination, two things that naturally decline with age, if not trained. What makes this exercise especially powerful is that it trains one leg at a time, helping to correct muscle imbalances between your left and right sides. Now let's move to the fourth exercise, the seated two stand, sometimes called the chair stand. This is one of the most functional leg exercises you can do, because it directly translates to something you do multiple times every single day, standing up from a chair to perform it. Sit on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and slightly apart. Lean forward slightly, then push through your heels to stand up fully. Slowly sit back down with control, if needed. You can use your hands for support at first, but the goal is to gradually reduce that assistance over time. This movement strengthens your quadriceps, glutes, and core, while also improving balance and coordination. In fact, being able to rise from a chair without using your hands is often considered a key indicator of lower body strength and independence in older adults. It may seem simple, but don't underestimate it when done with proper form and consistency. It can significantly improve your mobility and confidence. Now for the fifth and final exercise, the standing calf raise. While many people focus only on the thighs and glutes, the calves play a crucial role in walking, balance, and circulation. To do a calf raise, stand upright while holding onto a chair or wall for balance. Slowly rise onto your toes as high as possible, then lower your heels back down with control. This exercise strengthens the calf muscles, which support ankle stability and help propel you forward when walking. Strong calves also contribute to better balance, which is essential for preventing falls major concern as we age. You can make this exercise more challenging by doing it on one leg at a time or by pausing at the top for a few seconds to increase muscle engagement. Now, if you combine these 5 exercises, leg extensions, glute bridges, step-ups, chair stands, and calf raises, you're effectively training all the major muscles of the lower body without the need for traditional squats. The key is to perform them consistently, at least 2 to 3 times per week, while focusing on proper form, controlled movement, and gradual progression. You don't need heavy weights to see results. Even body weight movements, when done correctly, can rebuild strength, improve stability, and support long-term joint health. Now that you know the 5 exercises, the next question is, how do you put them together into a simple, effective routine? A good starting point is to choose 3 to 5 of these exercises per session, depending on your comfort level and energy. For beginners, even 2 or 3 exercises done consistently can make a noticeable difference over time. You can perform each exercise for about 8 to 12 repetitions, and aim for 2 to 3 sets. If that feels like too much at first, reduce the reps and gradually build up. The key is consistency, not intensity. For example, you might start with seated leg extensions, glute bridges, and chair stands on one day. On another day, you could include step-ups and calf raises. Alternating like this keeps your routine balanced and prevents overloading your joints. Now let's talk about a few common mistakes to avoid, because these can make even the best exercises less effective or increase the risk of discomfort. One of the biggest mistakes is rushing through the movements. Fast, uncontrolled repetitions reduce muscle engagement and increase strain on joints. Always move slowly and with intention. Another mistake is poor posture. For example, rounding your back during chair stands or letting your knees collapse inward during step-ups. Keeping proper alignment ensures the right muscles are doing the work and helps protect your joints. Also, avoid pushing through pain. There's a difference between muscle effort and joint pain. Muscle fatigue is normal, but sharp or persistent pain is a signal to stop and adjust your form or consult a professional. Progression is another important factor as you get stronger. You can gradually increase the challenge in small ways. This could mean adding light resistance, increasing the number of repetitions, slowing down the movement, or holding positions slightly longer. For instance, with glute bridges, you can pause at the top for a few seconds to increase muscle activation. With step-ups, you can increase the height slightly. With calf raises, you can try single leg variations for added difficulty, but always progress at your own pace. There is no rush. The goal is long-term strength, stability, and joint health, not short-term intensity. Another important tip is to focus on breathing. Exhale during the effort phase of the movement, for example. When standing up or lifting your hips, and inhale as you return to the starting position. Proper breathing helps with control and stability and prevents unnecessary tension in your body. Finally, remember that recovery matters just as much as the exercise itself as we age. Muscles need adequate rest to recover and grow stronger. Make sure you allow at least one rest day between strength sessions, stay hydrated, and maintain a balanced diet with enough protein to support muscle repair. When done consistently, these exercises can help improve not just your leg strength, but also your balance, posture, mobility, and overall independence. You may notice everyday activities becoming easier, walking longer distances, climbing stairs with less effort, standing up without support, and feeling more stable on your feet. That's the real goal. Not just stronger legs, but a stronger, more capable, more confident version of yourself. So if squats have been holding you back, or making you feel like leg training just isn't for you anymore, now you know that's simply not true. You have safe, effective, and powerful alternatives that can help you build strength, protect your joints, and stay active no matter your age. The most important thing is to start. Start small. Stay consistent and focus on doing each movement with control and confidence. Because over time, these small efforts add up to something powerful: stronger legs, better balance, and more freedom in your daily life. Remember, it's not about pushing your body to the limit. It's about supporting your body so it can support you. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more simple, science-backed tips to stay strong and healthy after 50, because your best movement, your best strength, and your best years can still be ahead of you.